Welcome back to another Stranger Things themed tutorial. Today we're going to be recreating that iconic red text that they use in all the trailers for the show. We're also still running our 25% off store-wide sale, but it's ending soon, so be sure to check that out from the link in the description. Let's start by creating the text. Choose New Layer, Text, and type your title. Using the text panel, I'll format it the way I want. I'll change the font, adjust the size of individual letters, and lower the line spacing to bring them closer together. Once I've got the text looking right, I'll add the neon path effect to it. An alternative to this step for Express is to use the outline controls in the text panel. Set the path from to text and the blend to none. Set the start and end width to 5 pixels. Under Core, change the color to red. Adjust the inner and outer glow dropdowns to the same color. Then adjust their settings to your liking. If you want, you can add another regular glow effect on top. To create the lines, I'll make a new plane layer. Right-click and set the blend to add. Copy and paste the neon path and glow effects from the title onto this layer. Change the neon path from back to mask. Come up and select the rectangular mask tool, and draw the boxes where they should be for your title. For the lines above the word Presents, I want to make sure they're even. So instead of drawing 2 separate masks, I'll draw one long mask across the whole thing, and then another for where I want them to stop. In the Controls panel, set the blend of the third mask to Subtract to cut out a piece from the second. Now that we've got the title set, we can move on to the particles. First, change the shape to quad, and increase the width to cover your screen. Change the trajectory to cone, and set the Z rotation to 90 to point them downwards. Raise the X rotation to make it look like they're falling towards the camera from above. Now raise the quad above and off screen. Come over to the search bar up top. We're going to change a few settings. First, time shift to -10 seconds, so that the particles are already going at the beginning. Then life to 10 seconds so that they last longer. Speed to 150 to slow them down. Particles per second to somewhere between 1 and 5 to lessen the amount. Scale to 20 to make them smaller. Color to red. Radius to 10 so that they fall a bit straighter. An unchecked billboard and checkmark aligned to motion. This makes the particles face the way they're moving. I'll add a few glow effects with the blend set to add. Since the particles are small, both the threshold and radius settings have to be kept low in order for you to see an effect. The good thing about these particles is that they all act the same, but with different textures. So once you have your first simulation set, you can just duplicate it and change a few settings, and that's exactly what I did to get the final result. Change the seed for each new simulation to randomize their position. In my final sequence, I changed the color of each system and added a few blur effects here and there. The drizzle texture is a good one to use. Other useful effects to add on include heat distortion, light streaks, and angle blur to smudge the particles in a specific direction. The effects are needed so that the particles don't all look the same. If you're looking to give the title a more vintage look, a few effects that are good for that include TV damage, film grain, and a very slight shake effect. You can learn more about creating a vintage-looking video in the card on screen. Don't forget to check out the sale on our site for 25% off store-wide. You can find another Stranger Things tutorial here where we enter the upside down. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next video.